Running with the runners, running with the runners.
All right, welcome into the Runners Live. It's Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. M.I.M.S, this is our victory lap. Everything we have been teaching, everything we have been telling people and preaching in the wilderness has finally come true. I know how Noah felt now, brother. Glad to have you here to be the rock, the support, because of course what we're doing goes against the norm, right? Goes against the grain. So to be able to meet someone like you and have us hold each other accountable and continue to sharpen each other through this crazy world we're living in. Think of all the things that have happened in the last 6 years. But here we are, M.I.M.S. Once again, Ricardo Hamilton, the man who has conviction more than anyone I know. My man, congratulations for winning when it comes to assets and helping people across the globe.
Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? Lace up. Let's get wealthy. You know you're running with the runners. Man, if I'd have been excited, brother. I mean, hey, perfect title for the night, for real. I love what you're talking about, victory lap, because we coming at a close of 2025. We're getting ready to go in 2026. And I feel the momentum shifting. We see these assets in the market take off. And I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped for everybody who stayed plugged in, who stayed focused, who kept learning, who kept growing, who took the losses on the chin and improved and got more strategic and now are winning more than they lost. Ideally, I would like to hope most people are. But guess what? We're just getting started, folks. We're about to see a lot of more money move into these assets because the dollar is going to continue to lose even more value as more uncertainty takes place. So, yeah, brother, congratulations to you as well, man. We really have had time freedom in a way that we haven't had, before. Actually, linking up together and helping people get assets, learn and benefit from blockchain and crypto. So, I mean, it's been an amazing journey so far. And truth be told, I say this all the time, but we just getting started. We just getting started. I was on a live stream earlier today on my TikTok with my good brother Demi Sanya. And we was in our gold company doing 1 gram, 2.5, and 5 grams. And that brother got me started going live. He's like, brother, you powerful. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, share that information and knowledge. And ever since then, I've been going live on YouTube and Facebook and everything else. And it's just been a life-changing journey, and now, like I said, we're at that point we have, time freedom, location freedom. Okay. And as we traveling the world and realizing our options and possibilities. So just, yeah, brother, pumped up and excited, man. Man, folks, we just getting started. I hope you guys are ready to crush the rest of this year and put yourself in a position to, really see 6, 7 figures and more. There you go.
Trying to figure out if that's me or you that's freezing.
Yeah, you kind of froze on my end for a little bit. It looks like I got full bars, but you're
All right.
good now, though. Yeah.
All right. So, guys, this is the victory lap because let's look at what's happened in just the last week, really, for the most part, right? Gold, look at that, M.I.M.S. Look at that. Gold over $4,000 an ounce. $4,000 an ounce, basically a $27 trillion market cap. And guys, this is, especially, we're going to get into crypto here, but gold and silver stackers, like, you have to be disciplined, M.I.M.S, right? You got to just keep buying and buying. I mean, how many lives and shows and companies were we doing where silver was at $22 an ounce, $24 an ounce? Like, it just seemed like forever. And what did we say then? We said, listen, this is a blessing. Another day that we can buy silver under $30.
Under 30. Oh, yeah.
Under 30. Thank you, market riggers. Right? And now here we are. It's crazy when I go to buy silver now, M.I.M.S, because it's like The spot is at 48, 47.
About 50
So you're
bucks.
now paying over $50 an ounce for just regular silver.
Yeah.
We were buying numismatic graded artistic coins for that price.
Right. Yep. That's true, brother. That's true. And I think gold is up like 50% year to date. You know, if you go to silverprice.org or goldprice.org, you'll see. I think gold is up 50% year to date. And yeah, folks. I mean, we've been telling people get silver, most undervalued asset, and folks, silver's still going much higher. You know, what is that? Yeah, 50 gold 1 year, 51% on your money in 1 year. Right there, gold performance in US dollars, 51%, up $1,300 this year. I mean, so folks, silver, understand gold is shining like is very attractive right now, but silver is going to outperform gold in regards to gains. Okay. Silver is the most undervalued physical asset on the planet. There's not enough of it to go around. When you consider if gold is indicator of what's to come, a financial crisis, which also probably could mean war, then we're looking at silver for the military industrial demand. You know, is greater than the just the industrial demand in general for solar panels and everything else. And then when you add on the industrial demand for silver, and, you know, we've talked about this earlier in the year when those articles came out from Jerusalem Times, pretty much saying there isn't enough silver. You know, so we got the military demand, industrial demand, and now consumers are back buying. And I can't remember the particular term. I might go live on it tomorrow. But as prices go up, that doesn't mean people are stopping to buy. People are actually buying more.
Right.
Okay. And I mean, I got a desk here of more silver that I bought in the last week or so for that same reason. It's almost like a FOMO, but you know, it's going to get to a point where people won't be able to buy the silver. You know, Mike, you talk about it all the time. There's not, you know, enough ounces for two.
Unobtainium.
Yes, it's going to be unobtainium. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, people either want to afford it or they can't. You just won't be able to get it. So, you know, that's why I buy silver now. I know the price is going to go up, but I buy it because there's going to come a point where you won't be able to one day. Yeah. So to see
All
silver
right.
at 47 and gold over 4,000 is huge. Huge. It
Yes.
blows away
Sorry,
any price
I'm
targets.
getting ready to buy some more crypto here, M.I.M. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
So then, you know, silver at 2.7 trillion, and crazy enough, Bitcoin just hit its all-time high this week. But yet silver overtook Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
But again, guys, look at this now. I mean, Amazon has fallen, Facebook, Vanguard. I remember when we started talking, man, Saudi Aramco oil was like the number
top
3.
5. Yeah, it was
It was in
number
the
3.
top 3 forever.
Mm-hmm.
And now here we have the tops. You look at the top 7 assets in the world. Bitcoin, silver, gold are the 3 that we have been talking about for 6+ years. And I mean, Bitcoin, again, we'll get into here in a minute. But again, gold at an all-time high over 4,000, silver going over 48. And now let's get into the crypto, guys.
And I'm gonna say this, and I want to say it real quick before you get to the silver. You know, as the price of silver rises, you know, for those IT, Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, these IT companies, they use silver. Tesla, they need silver.
Yeah, everyone here needs silver.
Oh, everybody needs silver. You know, and like I said, there's not enough of it to go around. All right, so you're going to see the inflation in that regard, but you're also going to start to see just some event where, you know, silver is such a strategic metal, man. You guys, you know, people just really don't understand how much of, you know, society and the lifestyle that we live today relies upon silver and the access of silver. And like I said, if gold is an indicator of financial crisis and war, and we're already dealing with tariffs and lack of you know, confidence in global trade during times of war and things of that nature, it's going to be very interesting to see. But that's why we're saying get it now. Okay, if you don't hold it, you don't own it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
So this week, Bitcoin hit over $125,000. New all-time high on October 6th. Bitcoin over $125,000, guys. Absolutely crazy. You can look at the 7-day here. Zcash up 71%, Pancake Swap up 68, Eigenlayer 38, Mantle, BNB hit a new all-time high.
Wow, look at BNB. I remember BNB was.
Bro, I remember BNB at $10.
Oh God.
Why didn't I buy more of it?
Right, that part.
Sonic up 20, Aptos up 20, which is still, I mean, guys, these prices are still super low. I mean, near at $3, Aptos at $5.35. I mean, just look at something like Aptos, right? This is very similar to Sui. This has the guys from Facebook basically developed this. I mean, this thing has hit 18, 17, 13, and it's at $5 right now, and it went up 18% this week or whatever, you know. So there's so many good buys out there, guys. It really just comes down to, you know, doing your research and finding out something that you believe in.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Well, let's look at some of these. This is kind of the one thing I wanted to share tonight, M.I.M.S, is this is a video. I think I actually might need to share this differently. That, again, what we're seeing here, right, M.I.M.S, is the old system is dying, right? The Federal Reserve, the fiat money, the dollars being printed out of nowhere. The jig is up. The game is over. They're going to keep doing more of it, and we're going to see asset prices continue to rise because we have the solutions now. Okay. And again, I'm not a doom and gloom guy. I don't think the dollar's going away, but we're going to see that everything that you need, that you buy in the world, will cost more and more dollars. And the people who don't get outside the system and do something against the grain, you have to do something that, you know, only a few percentage of people in the world are doing to get successful and wealthy now, right? Putting your money into 401k and stock market isn't going to cut it anymore. You have to think outside of the ordinary and do something extraordinary if you want to win in this economic market right now.
Yeah, people are waking up, and you know, as we're going to see, more and more people are going to wonder, you know, what to do with their dollars as they come into dollars, you know, from their parents and their grandparents, because this is the largest wealth transfer in history, and so that generational wealth is transferring hands, and people wonder, how do I, you know, acquire assets? What should I do with this money? You know, we've been telling people all the time, you need to get physical silver, you need to get gold, you need to get educated in blockchain and crypto. You know, getting to these digital assets right now is like getting into .com in the early 2000s. The Microsoft, the Amazons, the Netflix, the Googles, you know, the Berkshire Hathaway, you know, these companies, these stock, you know, companies in the early 2000s. That's what it's like getting into blockchain right now, you know, and now this space is being legitimized. And now we're getting ready to see, you know, the global money, you know, move on chain. You know, that's how early we are to this space. And, you know, it's just getting started, you know, just like how there was a time where people didn't even know what the internet was not too long ago. You know, they didn't know what email was not too long ago. You know, and now obviously everybody knows the internet and the email and, you know, these .com companies. Well, it's the same thing with blockchain. You know, a lot of people don't know what blockchain is. You know, they don't understand, you know, how money moving on the blockchain and what digital assets to acquire. And what wallets they need. But very soon, everybody will know this. You can't escape it, you know, because it's happening on a government and institutional level. And those of us who are just ahead of the curve, you know, we're the ones who are going to benefit massively and who are benefiting massively from this whole shift in the global monetary system and society, because we're in these assets and learning now how to move on a decentralized level, as well as being aware of the opportunities available on a centralized scale as well.
All right, so I think this video is going to be amazing. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies represent a brighter path. If we fix the money, we can fix the world, get rid of the centralized authorities, the banksters and the gangsters, and bring it back to the people's money.
Through all of history, we are warned that when money breaks, people suffer. In 2008, the system was very corrupt. Money printed endlessly, silent theft, banks bailed out, and energy was wasted. Trust was broken. They had failed. The value of our money, the future of our kids. The system cracked. Jobs, savings, and trust were gone.
Sound familiar?
Hope was lost, but not entirely. Satoshi launched Bitcoin, a spark of hope. Bitcoin was built to fix our money, and now it's fixing many of our world's problems. Like every great innovation, skeptics came first. They always do.
You heard it here first. Bitcoin is going to zero.
I wouldn't wish a Bitcoin investment on somebody I really dislike.
In my life, I try and avoid things that are stupid. Stupid because it's very likely to go to zero.
To get rich quick scheme.
In that scheme, pure speculative, self-fulfilling bubble.
Bitcoin is worthless.
Some of it was a pyramid scheme. There's never been anything there.
It's definitely a gamble.
It's a speculation.
Worthless, artificial
Scam.
The biggest financial scam of our time.
An idea founded in truth cannot be ignored forever. For the first time ever, money was decentralized, scarce, and secure. Adoption took off. The old extracting gatekeepers were sidestepped. Bitcoin moved without permission, past the banks, the middlemen, and even the weekends. You could send money across the world instantly. It ran 24/7. Censorship was no more.
Freedom!
Bitcoin was untouchable, unstoppable. For the first time, the impact had a way in. Rewards on Bitcoin saved generational wealth from my bank. What the government hid, Bitcoin revealed. Radically transparent and verifiable by anyone. It was public, making it trustworthy. Wasted energy was solved. Miners turned the wasted energy into value, securing the network and funding new energy projects. Today, nations make it their money. Proving sound money makes a people flourish. Many love the easy road, but the narrow path to better money is Bitcoin. We've come far, but we've only just begun.
M.I.M.S, what do you think?
Yeah, you know, two things that came to my mind while I was watching that is one, I remember all of the haters, the naysayers, you know, the fudsters out there. And, you know, they always mention Bitcoin, but they never mention blockchain. So that's where I think the big distraction is what they're talking about is people not understanding the blockchain, as opposed to obviously Bitcoin, which obviously hitting an all-time high today. And people who were investing in Bitcoin have a much better financial reality than saving in dollars. Okay. And then the other thing is they try to say Bitcoin was a scam, but they never exposed the scam of the Federal Reserve's note. They never exposed the scam of us, this government, you know, this country borrowing dollars from a private central bank, a private banking cartel. So we're borrowing money from them. And then we have to pay interest on that money that we borrowed, which means we have to borrow more money to continue to pay that interest. So it's a revolving cycle that never stops. And then the people are enslaved through that debt, through that interest, through the taxation, through the devaluation and inflation. So they don't want to explain that scam. You know, Jamie Dimon and these bankers and all these billionaires that were up there saying, they didn't want to explain that scam, but they wanted to put you away from the blockchain and Bitcoin and digital assets. While behind the scenes, they were studying it, they were accumulating, they're getting ready to move everything on chain. Now it's being legitimized. So, you know, you can't trust Wall Street. You can't listen to Wall Street. You can't trust or listen to these bankers. And we don't need them no more. Their time is up. So because of them, a lot of people have missed out on this missed out on the early stages of this wealth transfer, you know, and Bitcoin, because they were trusting Jamie Dimon and who's the other guy, Dave Ramsey, you know, and they're listening to them and they're saying, oh, Bitcoin, that thing is a scam. It's a fad. It's this and that. Yeah, it was stupid to listen to them. And it'll be stupid to listen to them today. You better be listening to the runners, you know, Mike and Ricardo Hamilton breaking it down. Okay, we winning right now. We're gonna continue to win, and we just getting started. But no, that was a great video. You know, I talk about 2008 all the time. You know, that was my wake up moment. You know, the average person got the short end of the stick while Wall Street and the big banks, you know, got bailed out. You know, it never made sense to me. Why didn't you bail out the people who owed the debt? Right? But you bailed out the banks who created the problem in the first place. So we see it was a setup anyway. It was a way to fleece the American people of their wealth. It was a setup. It was a con game. It was fraud. You know, it was corruption. You know, all that tied in one. And, you know, we're in an even worse position today. They never changed any laws. No bankers went to jail. You know, they just reinflated the bubble. And that's why we're seeing gold now telling us, hey, we might not be able to print our way out of this. Hey, the Federal Reserve might not be able to just cut interest rates and print money and make this go away like 2008. We are literally in uncharted territory right now. And the world is saying, it's confirming that. And that's why we're seeing central banks and gold and assets hit all-time highs, because there is no playbook for what's taking place right now. There is no playbook. Right. But this is why we're telling you to hedge, diversify, and protect yourself by saving your money, your dollars, and real money, God's money, constitutional money, silver and gold, while also taking advantage of these emerging markets, technologies, and industries that are taking place on blockchain that are guaranteed to be a part of the wealth transfer and critical to the global financial system moving forward.
That is it, guys. So I want you guys to think about this, right? The entire time we watched that video about Bitcoin, right? That has surged now to a top 6, top 7 asset in the entire world. Governments, institutions, corporations are buying it. But all along the way, what did people say? Oh, it's a scam. Oh, it's a Ponzi. Oh, it's a this or it's a that. Anytime that you do something out of the ordinary, people are going to say that, guys. And again, we were right about gold. We were right about silver. We were right about Bitcoin. But those are huge market caps. But look at what we have been right about just in the last 4 to 5 months is Texit coin. So if you missed Bitcoin, this is your second chance, guys. We started telling you about this in May when it was $1. Okay. And we recently ran up to over $6. That's 600% in what? 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Okay. And we've been talking about this and going live and showing you how you can mine this token, get paid in it daily, and earn rewards. I mean, we have dozens of people on our team earning $3,000, $6,000, $9,000 a month for sharing people how they can get involved in this community and have real honest money and actually be able to use an exchange for goods and services that doesn't involve Visa and MasterCard and the big banks and the Federal Reserve. And guys, this pullback is absolutely healthy. Like, you can't go from $3 on September 11th to $7, basically six. It hit 7 that day. On 9/18, that's a week, guys. You can't go up 50% in a week without people taking profit. Okay. Again, we talked to Davey the other day. Davey bought a house. He took out like 200 grand, sold 200 grand of Texit coin. So when that happens, it's going to come down. So this is totally natural. I know we had this long, just slow uprising, but once you have that huge uptake, people are going to take profit, guys. This is totally natural. Be glad, because if you want to buy more Texit coin, it's better to buy at 420 than 620, right? So again, M.I.M.S, this always happens, right? You always have the naysayers, the people that want to be negative about anything. Sure, like if these people don't grasp that the Federal Reserve and the dollar are the biggest Ponzi scheme ever created in the history of the world, I can't help them. We have more people to help and win. So to me, Texit coin is the future. I mean, I'm still buying gold and silver. I'm still buying Bitcoin, but a majority of my wealth and especially time is going into Texit because, again, it's basically like a time machine for Bitcoin. You get to go back to the beginning, and everything you wish you would have done for Bitcoin when it was $1, $10, 30, 100, 1,000. Do that now. Have that same urgency when it comes to Texit.
Oh yeah, I mean, in regards to returns, it's got a greater return than XRP, and I love XRP, and I'm heavy in the XRP ledger, and we're still winning over there as well. But I mean, when you look at that chart, it's a beautiful chart. Yeah, you can't have something just go straight up. It's natural for it to come down, and understand that that's an opportunity. A lot of people, when they see it come down, it's because they still have an employee mindset. Right? When you see an asset like this come down, your employee mindset kicks in, and it's fear. You feel like it's going to keep going down. You don't understand what's going on. You have anxiety, uncertainty. So that's why we're here to kind of move you from that employee mindset to kind of shift you over to the business owner and investor mindset, and understand that this is the natural ebbs and flows of assets. I mean, currencies, everything trades. Everything has a cycle. There's a buyer and a seller. So this is really good to see, and we've talked about it. We might see some good support at $3, and then the coin goes from there, back up from there. But understanding the value is more than important than understanding the price of something. This is why we've been telling you to get silver under 30. It's a blessing, right? Not because necessarily the price, but because we understood the value. So the value one day will correlate, And so that's the same thing with Texit coin. We understand the value of Texit coin, and we understand the value of being a miner and having multiple miners in Texit coin and helping people get miners in Texit coin. So, we understand the infrastructure and the community growth and everything else. So for us, the value is much greater, right? But because we have that vision and that understanding, we're trying to convey that onto you and transfer that understanding and belief to you, so you can capitalize and win as well, the way that we have been and will continue to in this project. So get excited, folks. If you haven't started mining, you need to start mining ASAP, okay, as soon as possible. If you just want to buy coins, now is a good time to buy. I anticipate maybe Texit coin might go down just a little bit further, okay, but still a great time to buy. And put yourself in position to win. But yeah, definitely, I'm right there with you, Mike. This is one of my biggest portfolio bags as well, and we're going to continue to keep winning with this.
No, 100%. Shout out to Boone. He has a flock of Texit geese laying a lot of Texit coin golden eggs every day. Again, guys, we get tokens sent to our own wallet every day. Do what you want to do with them. Hold on to them. Sell them for cash. Send it to your bank to pay for whatever you want in the real world. Turn it into Bitcoin. Turn it into XRP. The choice is yours, guys. Again, it's your own decentralized wallet. You can do whatever you want to do with it. And what I want to do to close out this M.I.M.S is listen to Bobby Gray speak at Token 2024. Okay. So again, guys, what we're doing here, building this community, right? Token 2020 or 2049 in Singapore is the biggest crypto conference in the world. We were one of their primary sponsors. So again, the exposure Texit coin is getting all across the world, whether it's billboards on highways, whether it's at airports. We just opened up LAX and Miami and Orlando, so we're advertising at those airports now. Sports teams, college football in Texas. I mean, you guys have no idea what's going on here. So we're going to listen to Bobby Gray speak at Token 2049 in Singapore. This literally just happened this week. We were in Thailand with him for 2 weeks. Then they stayed another week in Singapore. So let's again hear the vision and the mission from Bobby Gray.
Welcome to Token 2049. I'm Bobby Gray, as you heard, the founder and, as I say, the fearless leader of Texit coin, which is an original layer 1 cryptocurrency that's mined exclusively in Texas. In fact, the thing that makes it different from everything else that you'll come across in this room, on this floor, in this building, or in the entire cryptocurrency space is that Texit coin is the only coin that has a regional limitation on where it can be mined. Who needs a hat? You need a hat? Who needs a hat here? Hat for her? Whoa! They don't throw very well. Hat over here? Who needs a hat? Hat's coming in. Grab it. Okay, so technologically speaking, Texit coin is probably not superior to a lot of other things that are out there. In fact, we started as a Litecoin clone. We're mineable. We will make about 353 million coins over the next 137 years. So it's a multi-generational layer 1 coin. I want you to think about Texit coin like it's a Bitcoin time machine. I want you to think about going back 10, 12, 14 years in the cryptocurrency story, back when Bitcoin was in its infancy, back when people actually cared about Bitcoin's mission. Digital, decentralized, peer-to-peer money. The mission that a lot of people in the cryptocurrency industry seems to have forgotten. Honest money. Money that's for the people and by the people. And so I designed Texit coin to pick up where the Bitcoin bros left off years ago. I only have a few minutes up here on stage to convince you guys that Texit coin is not a scam, like so many of the other things that pop up in the cryptocurrency industry, and it's going to be very difficult to do that in the next few minutes. I'm going to have to convince you that it's not a meme coin, it's not a pump and dump, it's not a rug pull, it's not a Ponzi scheme, and it's not a pyramid scheme. It's a lot of work, and unfortunately I don't have time to do that up on stage here today. But if you'd like to learn more, you can visit us back at our booth, all the way on the other end of the wall, back there, and meet some of the people that are actively mining Texit coin and hear it from them. But I can tell you that Texit coin is one of the biggest raises ever in the cryptocurrency industry. In fact, as of right now, and it's updated real time on our website, we've now raised more than $81 million to build our 100 million mega hash mine in Texas to compensate the community that's helped us get to where we are right now, and to promote our coin all over the state. Billboards, radio advertisements, wrapped hypercars cruising the streets of Dallas, and also airport ads that we have up now in DFW, Houston, Miami, Orlando's coming soon, along with LAX Airport. And so we're building this coin to be a top 5 cryptocurrency. I know how to get it there. Why me? That's simple. I've been doing this for a very long time. In fact, in 2008, I actually started my own currency as well, which is quite coincidental because somewhere else on planet Earth, Satoshi Nakamoto, probably not their real name, was also starting their own currency. I went physical. I started manufacturing gold and silver coins with the American Open Currency Standard back in 2008 because I thought the future was going to be physical. Satoshi went digital. Satoshi was looking at the future, and of course, Satoshi was right. Bitcoin today, crypto today, is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. I did very well with my gold and silver, but I didn't get crypto rich, and I'm here to change all that with my friends today. In 2012, I actually created what just might be the most famous coin on planet Earth today. Can you see that one? Can we get a close-up here? I created the original Bitcoin coin back in 2012. It's probably the most famous coin in the world today. I didn't create Bitcoin, but I did give Bitcoin an actual identity. 2012 was the same year that I testified in US Congress about parallel currencies and the roadmap to monetary freedom in front of Texas Congressman Ron Paul. Has anybody ever heard of Texas Congressman Ron Paul? Show of hands. Get him up, take a look around. I was talking about complementary currencies before most people ever heard about Bitcoin. So I've been around this conversation for a long time. In fact, in 2017, right here in Singapore, I took my world-famous Bitcoin crypto design and I turned it into a functional cold storage coin wallet, which is the easiest way to take a digital asset and hold it now in the palm of your hand. When I started wanting to get into cryptocurrency, the thing that I found that was a problem again and again was hackers, forgotten passwords, hard drives getting thrown away in landfills. And so I decided that my contribution to the cryptocurrency industry was going to be to make an easy way for people to keep their crypto safe offline, where it can't get hacked and it's not going to go out of business. I started making these right here in Singapore, the most expensive city on planet Earth. I had a factory right at the Loyang offshore supply base right down the street. And that's where this adventure in cryptocurrency began for me. And I finally saw the error of my ways. In 2023, I realized that the world was not making any more gold and silver coin buyers. And if I was going to keep up with the times, I was going to finally have to take off my gold and silver horse and buggy blinders. And I'd have to embrace the future of digital money. And that's when I sold my coin factory and I went all in. But I tried to figure out which coin to get into. I didn't know which one was the right one. I researched all of them, and I was really shocked to find that Asia is now controlling most cryptocurrencies out there, and they've become incredibly centralized. In my country, Coinbase is #1 by a long shot, much bigger than everybody else. You have to go through this central authority now to on-ramp into crypto. And when I decided I was going to throw my hat in the ring, I looked at the field of options out there. I said, I don't like anything that I see, I'm going to start my own. So I took Litecoin, I'm a big fan of Litecoin. I made a clone, there's no pre-mine, but I said this one's going to be different. Texit Coin's going to be different in a big way. We're going to build our layer 1 proof of work mine exclusively right here in Texas. We've got great energy, we've got our own grid, we've got the 8th largest economy in the world if we were our own country. We've got everything we need right here, not to mine Bitcoin, to build an original coin that's for Texans by Texans. And now, as I've come to share my story with people all over the world, it's clear to us that this is not just for Texans anymore. Everybody on planet Earth can benefit from honest money. How did we get to where we are today? How did we get to $81 million, one of the biggest raises the crypto industry has ever seen? #1, transparency. If you jump on our website, you can go and see a real-time dashboard of everything that we've done. How many people are mining, the amount of hash power we've sold, the number of coins our network produces every day, and of course, how much cash we've brought in. It's a very impressive number right now. It's all on the website, dashboard, real time. But I knew that if I was going to start my own crypto, I would have to bring proof to the conversation to be taken seriously. #1, authenticity. #2, sorry, that's number 2. #1, transparency. #2, authenticity. I gave you my background. These are things that I've done over the last 18 years now to get us where we are today as leaders, as some of the only few people in this room that actually still care about digital, decentralized, peer-to-peer currency. Less than 1% of all crypto traded today is actually paying for goods and services. We're those guys. We're those guys that are bringing back the mission of honest money. And I want you to believe that if you take a technology that's new and upcoming like cryptocurrency and a mission that's as important as honest money, you will get something that's incredibly successful, and that's what we have here today with Texit Coin. The third thing is something called network marketing. Instead of going to a bank or a hedge fund or a rich investor to build our mine, we went to individuals, guys like this guy and this guy and this lady, and we said, let's crowdsource this thing. Instead of having to bow down to the banks and the guys that have the fake money, let's round up some cash from our friends. And so far, we've brought in more than $81 million, and there is no sign of this thing slowing down in any way whatsoever. We don't market right now to the cryptocurrency industry. In fact, this is our first time coming out and sharing our story with the crypto bros. It's not because we don't like you, it's just because you guys have seen it all already. And I want to bring in 100 million new people to cryptocurrency. I want to onboard all those guys, the gold and silver collectors, all those people that didn't understand Bitcoin, that didn't trust cryptocurrency. I'm looking for those guys. I'm looking for the guys that want to do something different, just take a bunch of ordinary people and do something really spectacular and extraordinary. And That's what Texit Coin is for us today. So if you'd like to learn more, come check us out over there on the other side of the wall. Enjoy some coffee and coconuts around here, or join us tomorrow at about the same time, 11:30, over on the forum stage, and you'll get to meet our Director of Sales, Tim, tell you more about our story of peace and prosperity and free trade that we'd like to share with our friends here in Singapore and from all over the world. I'm Bobby Gray. I'm the founder and the fearless leader of Texit Coin, and I want to thank you again for having me here today.
Bobby. The man, the myth, the legend himself.
I don't know how he does like that was 11 minutes, and he somehow like covers everything just like with ease, like not even looking at notes, just telling his story. Yeah, and again, he didn't promise we're going to the moon. He didn't say we're going to be, you're going to become a millionaire. He appealed to people of, listen, Bitcoin has lost its way. It's a store of value now. It's not used for currency. We want something that's made in America that can't be taken over by the hedge funds and Wall Street and some foreign government, right? American-made blockchain for the people that we're going to use to buy goods and services that will be decentralized with, the different miners. It's a proof of work. Man, I mean, he just nailed it there. There's not really much else
he broke
to say,
it down.
Mims.
And shout out to Bobby Gray and everything that he's done. He's helped the conversation grow about money and blockchain and crypto, and then now he's changing lives all across the world with Texit Coin, and anybody in the world can be a part of this. That's what's amazing. It's not something that's just for Texans, but he definitely mimsed it, made it make sense. And, this is why we're here, folks. And you guys, you can kind of get a feel for his energy and his presence and his character and his vibe in that video and on stage. And I'm telling you, it's even brighter. It's even more relatable, in person. And, we had a great time with Bobby out in Thailand and, just having a fantastic time, with this project and what he's doing and the liberty and the financial freedom that he's bringing to people, from Texit. And it's part of his mission. It's part of his story. It's part of his ethos, and it's a beautiful thing, and it's right in alignment with everything that we've been saying, like he talked about the gold and silver community and onboarding millions of users. A lot of people that are in Texit are from the gold and silver community. It's people who understood the principles, the characteristics, the value of sound money, God's money. And, a lot of people like Bobby Gray woke up to, the economy and the mindset of people is digital. Even as the younger generation comes up, they're not interested in gold and silver. They're interested in digital. So we have to make that transition. We have to make that adjustment, but we wanted to do it the right way. We didn't want to get into, like Bobby talked about, centralized program, like Bitcoin is in the sense of, he talked about Asia and all these other countries that are, pretty much controlling that. We put something better in place. And folks, we're just getting started. We're just getting started with Texit Coin. Bobby knows what he's doing. And you can obviously see that already from the transparency of the liquidity, the transparency of the mine being built, the transparency of in the excitement and growth in the community, and the lives are being changed already. Like you said, Mike, we just did a Runners Live show the other night, and a brother was able to buy us, pay off his house. So there's a lot of beautiful things that are coming, and we're just getting started, folks. So make sure you like this out, you share this out, you get back to the person that shared this with you, but you get in position and you start mining, and you get as many miners as you can, because there isn't an infinite amount of miners. It's a finite amount. Okay. And you want to make sure that, you are benefiting from what we are doing with Texit Coin and where we're going as an additional resource for you and your family, to get into blockchain and crypto and build some wealth in these digital assets.
No, absolute fire, brother. And I think I forgot to text you this, but you gave me a little idea to maybe to buy this crypto. I think maybe the people that stuck to the end of the show, we can give them a little tip here.
Okay.
Right? We've been right about gold over Bitcoin, Texit.
Yeah.
Right. everything's risky, right? M.I.M.S turned me on to this. I did a little research, and I put $1,000 into this today, M.I.M.S.
Nice.
This is Bank Social.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the key, guys. You see here, the fully diluted valuation is only 10, not even 10 million. Okay. And here's why we like to find things like this. Is if you markets, the only place to buy this is in DeFi. Okay. This is part of the HBAR ecosystem. And the only place to buy it is Saucer Swap using the Hashpack
wallet.
Now, M.I.M.S, when I bought this today, I made a video on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I still have to edit, but it should be out tomorrow on my YouTube channel.
Awesome.
But this is a M.I.M.S special who has researched and found out about it because he's more of the ISO guy. But here's what, when he told me this is kind of got me. It was like, you know what? I'm going to
get sharing screen.
Yeah, let me.
Okay. And while he's pulling that up, shout out to the Block Nation family and crew. This is the beautiful thing about this space, man. Everybody is excited to help everybody win and make money and benefit from this wealth transfer. We all have a major role to play. We're all, pieces in this grand puzzle. That is going to be something that's legendary, that's studied and talked about and debated for years and centuries to come. So definitely wanted to get that out there. But go ahead, Mike.
Well, yeah, I mean, you told me this, and I said, hey, I got to get something of this. So the first ever international transfer of private liquidity tokens to a U.S. credit union done by Hashgraph, HBAR, and Bank Social. So you guys can find them on X, Rethink What's Possible, banksocial.io. And guys, like we love Dovu.
Yeah.
By Hashpack and Dovu. But guys, this is super, super underground right here. Okay. This is, M.I.M.S and I spent a lot of time researching for stuff like this. So again, look for the video I'll be coming out. You guys can go ahead and do your own research. Obviously, anytime you're getting into something that is under a 10 million market cap, it's not even on an exchange yet. But we want to bring that, this to the community, just so you guys can get ahead of, the masses and whatnot. And I got another big one, M.I.M.S, I'm working on. I don't want to release it yet. I got to do a little more research, but this one could be an absolute banger, maybe even 100x from what I'm seeing.
Now you're talking. Yeah, folks. This is we're just so blessed, but we're so early. We're so tapped in. Our network is so strong. And we're getting into projects that are just the value, the utility, the infrastructure that they have, and the use case is just amazing. And to be aware of these projects this early is just huge. To be able to get into these assets, like Mike said, we're in stuff that you can't just buy on Coinbase or crypto.com. It's not even on a centralized exchange. You actually got to know how to utilize a decentralized exchange or decentralized wallet, or you have to know some ways to go about getting the asset. And it's not as easy as just, like you're checking out on Amazon. And yeah, folks, Bank Social is a big one. I'm going to be buying more of that. Definitely DCA in that. Already did big in Dovu, love Dovu. So HBAR, Hedera, the Hashgraph, undervalued, massively undervalued. Projects on it, massively undervalued. Like I said, folks, we still haven't seen money flow on chain yet for real. We haven't really seen that constant flow. The same way money is moving right now back and forth through ACH and people swiping their Visa debit card and these clearing houses and Swift and everything else. That's a constant 24/7 thing. I mean, it's, Forex is like $7 trillion a day moving. We're not even seeing that type of volume yet on blockchain and crypto, and it's coming. It's coming. Okay. So yeah, we're in a good position, Mike. Silver's up, gold's up, digital assets. And we literally are just getting started. So I hope you guys are plugging in. I hope you guys are taking it seriously and getting ready to, create generational wealth.
I love it. All right, guys. Thank you for everyone that came in tonight. We're going to be getting a lot more videos out this week, especially I know I will. I got 3 or 4 I just got to edit to get out. So, guys, lace up. We are getting wealthy. We are wealthy. Let's crush it this week, guys.